Welcome to Riff Arcade and one of my favorite games of all time. Since it's October, rather than start at the beginning of Banjo-Kazooie, we're going to go to Mad Monster Mansion, which I feel really captures the October and Halloween feel. I feel like this game as a whole really captures the October and fall feeling, because I mean the final boss is a witch. Ooh, this is precarious.
Oh boy. Switch to the big bear.
Yeah.
Is he a bear? What is he?
He is a bear. It's Banjo Bear and Kazooie the Bree-Gull. That's not a thing.
That's not a thing, yeah.
So this is, for those of you that haven't played Banjo-Kazooie, first off, stop! Go play it! What are you doing?
Alright, fine, I'll be right back.
Wait, not you! You stay on! But, secondly, it's largely built around kind of the hub world that leads to individual levels, and that tombstone is alive. And toddling, coming after me with the gumption of a 2-year-old toddler.
Yeah.
And so,
Good job, Josh. You beat up a toddler.
Yeah. So I think most of our audience is kind of old enough to know about the heyday of the 3D platformers. So I won't go into too much detail, but this is it. Mad Monster Mansion. But for those of you that don't know, we're leaving the hub world and going into the individual level.
There you go. So what was the big innovation or the big oh my gosh, this is crazy thing about Banjo-Kazooie?
So Banjo-Kazooie basically took what Super Mario 64 was laying down, and I would dare say kind of perfected the formula. So whereas with Mario 64 everything was still very polygonal looking, Banjo-Kazooie kind of added these more fleshed out textures, and the colors were more bright. The levels are a little more complex. It's not quite as just like go get the star, and once you have the star, you have the star. This game is a little more like you have to talk with these people and figure out what they want.
So this is a step up from Mario 64.
Basically, in a nutshell. I don't know the best way to explain what it is about this game that just really captured my childhood magic, but it really did. I don't know what it is.
It was that. It was probably that.
That was it. It was purely that.
Yeah.
The one-up sound.
Yeah.
So this is a save I've already beaten. So kind of my idea with this save is that I'm just gonna kind of do a tour of Mad Monster Mansion, and maybe sort of turn it into a 100-note run if that starts shaping up. So we'll see. And in the meantime, yeah, we can just kind of talk about the N64 and 3D platformers as a whole. So this is our first N64 game, which delights me to no end, let me tell you. Well,
opens up a whole new world. A whole new world. Yeah.
Okay. And so as you can see, there's just oodles of little secrets everywhere, just all these little rooms that you can go into. It's very exploratory. It's a very exploratory game. A little bat comes after me.
Not anymore, bat.
Let's see.
Hope you got a maze.
Nice. We do. We have a maze.
Is this still the overworld, or is this part of the mansion?
No, so we're in the mansion now. We're in the level proper.
Oh, so it does have like an
Spiders.
overworld, and then each little subworld also has a bunch of stuff to do, huh?
Right, exactly. So, also, like Super Mario 64, there are a few jiggies. There are jigsaw puzzle pieces in this game, or jiggies. Whereas in Super Mario 64, there were stars. So there are a few jiggies in the overworld, but for the most part, they're in the individual levels. And so each individual... So in each individual level, there are 10 jiggies and 100 notes. So, But what I'm gonna focus on is the notes. The jiggies stay collected. Oh. So that's a Jinjo. And there's 5 Jinjos in every level, so every time you get all 5 Jinjos, you get a Jiggy. I'm sorry, Butts, I can't stop.
So 5 Jinjos for Jiggy. So like
That's
some
it.
weird currency exchange in some alternate world.
And see, that sounds really hokey right now talking
4
about it.
for a
but-
puffle.
Yeah, but like I said, when I was a kid, there's just something about this game. Just, mwah, it was just really captured the childhood.
I think it was probably like, it was goofy, but it was still tough for you, so you weren't frustrated, but you still wanted to keep going and exploring.
And I mean, every level was very heavily themed, so there's actually even a Christmas level, so there's a good chance we're gonna wheel this out again in a couple
We're not
months.
seeing the last of this, yeah. Get used to this game, Riffers.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to do a full playthrough of this game. Which, that being said, this might be the first episode of Riff Arcade where we haven't started a game from the beginning. I've just kind of jumped in the middle. So I was thinking we should call this level, we should call it something special. Like I was thinking like Riff Showcase or Riff Spotlight. What should we call this?
Yeah.
You people at home already know because it's in the title.
Yeah.
I guess just Riff Showcase. It kind of goes with Arcade Showcase.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Or solo or something to go with the riff part. Or
riff
Blorberblarg, because everything in this level is named something weird.
The Jiggy. It's a Riff Jiggy. Oh,
Riff Jiggy Johns, yeah.
there's the running shoes. I'm gonna go ahead and actually no, I'll save that for later. Look at him go. Look, there's a ghost walking around.
Kind of sauntering, yeah.
They're not running very fast.
I assume that they make you run faster?
They do. Nope. That's another thing.
Not the tall grass! Stay out of the tall grass!
The Velociraptors from Lost World come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, that's one complaint people have retroactively about this game is that it's sort of a collectathon. It's like, even just as y'all have seen, I've gotten Jinjos and eggs and red flowers and gold flowers and
Snozberries, and yeah.
so, like, I guess I can kind of see that, but again, when you're a kid, collecting is just what you want to do. You're just like, ooh, items everywhere, and I want them all. To the base.
I mean, that's kind of what you do in a game. I mean, like, Skyrim has really crazy quests, but it all boils down to, like, either go to place A and do something, or take this item to place A and do something. It's just like, that's all you can do.
There's a Jinjo with a wine cask.
I'm not going to hold that against it, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole game's built around it, so it's fun.
Yeah.
All right, we're a fourth of the way of my 100-note run.
Are there any any references that you're like, oh, I didn't get that as a kid, but now you're like, oh, I get that. They put that in there. Probably too big of a question.
That might be. Yeah, I don't know. That would be more of a question as we go through the whole game, because I can't think of any just off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's something. Ah, notes. This amazing soundtrack by Grant Kirkhope. Lovely
That's a
fella.
creepy little shack. The light spewing out of it.
It's the Creep Shack. It's a little creep place where... So this is... I've already done all the puzzles, so unfortunately there isn't a puzzle to do here, but in this room you basically have to get on this upside-down tumbler glass that's in the middle of the room, and you have to go spell out Banjo-Kazooie before time runs out. It's fun. And if you do it fast enough, you get a Jiggy.
Would you say that you get jiggy with it, Josh?
I was waiting for minutes for you to make that joke, but
Oh, man.
minutes.
Took me a while, yeah. I thought I got it pretty quick. Oh, well.
Nope. Bye, skeleton. Got a bone to pick with you. Yeah. Okay.
Go in.
Break the lock. There we go. All right, and that's just a shortcut to the area I was in earlier. What do we got? We got notes. We got notes. It's piranha water. That's explained earlier. The first time you fall in. The evil witch is like, ha ha, it's piranhas. Gotcha.
I guess they take a second to get to you. They're deadly and hungry, but they're also really lazy, so they take a minute.
Yeah. At very fixed intervals. Alright, then we'll use this to get back up. Yeah. We'll explore the well later. We'll go back to that well later. I apologize for nothing. I love this game. It's so fun. Whoop. I ran straight into him because I was wiping the sweat off my hands.
Ew.
But are you a sweaty gamer?
I can be. Like, I think it more depends what's going on. Like, if I'm under a lot of pressure, then I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god. But it's not like if I play for 10 minutes, my hands get all clammy.
I gotcha.
Now my feet, on the other hand.
Same. I love this. Check this out.
Gross.
She
Anyway, Nick.
poots eggs.
Thank you.
And that's the voice of Grant Kirkhope. That's the guy that did the soundtrack, is doing that voice.
Didn't know.
Thank you.
Didn't know that Kazooie was a girl.
She is. She's a girl, actually. That is actually canon. I think they make that joke, too. They're like, you're a girl? She's like, yeah. Go in the...
Thank you.
What's really cool is, or an interesting anecdote is in the Game Grumps interview that they have with Grant Kirkhope.
Thank you.
He says that he actually had to send a few different recordings of that to Nintendo because they kept thinking he was saying "F you," so they were like, "No, you have to record it till it sounds more appropriate."
Yeah.
Which is really funny if you think about it. But guess what? So that did nothing now, but guess what it would have done earlier in the game?
Give you a jiggy.
That's correct!
Yeah, jiggy.
Get jiggy with it. Get jiggy. Alright.
What happened there?
I got a one up.
Oh, okay.
So I did the yaha. Alright, there weren't any notes in there. We move along. So this is the chapel section of the game. Because we're going,
if you will.
the chapel, and we're gonna get married. Okay, let's go get those running shoes. It's time to investigate the chapel outright.
Is there any like deep strategy to this game about like, okay, at this point you need to get the shoes, then go into here, then do this, then, or is it just like, here's where all the things are, just get them when you can?
Exactly. It's a very open-ended game, so you get to kind of tackle it all in your own order. Gotta go fast now, going real fast like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Faster, 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 faster.
Did it.
I guess that you do need the shoes for that.
You do, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So now we're in... It looked a lot smaller on the outside.
It sure did. You climbed to the top of this.
It's a cathedral for giant people. Aww. Haha. Ghosts. One and only weakness. Invincibility.
Backflips.
Immortality meets invincibility. 42. We're closing in. The answer to life, universe, and everything. 42. Get out here, ghost. Haha. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. But did you play? Was N64 kind of in that when you weren't gaming time?
Yes. Now, I mean, every once in a while I bumped into it because I'd go to a friend's house or I'd go over to somewhere and they'd be like, "Oh, we have an N64." So, like, I kind of bumped up against it here and there, but it was definitely during the dark ages, as it were.
I see.
Yeah, I came back in. I mean, I came back in to Xbox. So, like, I got the. I don't know if I'd say the competition for it.
Nah, PlayStation was the generation here.
That was the era I got back in. Yeah, and maybe GameCube. Definitely GameCube.
Yeah.
Because I love me some GameCube games.
Well, of course, GameCube wasn't competing with N64 because it was made by the same company. But
yeah. So I was right before it.
Check this out. You play the piano.
Keyboards go.
No. I'm Skeletor. Nothing but So I've climbed to the top of the pipe organ.
He was just like, I love the sound of the organ. It's so soothing. It's like,
Ooh,
there's something back there. It's a super jiggy. It's a jogi.
it is. Let's see, I'm missing something. There it is. Oh, make it. I have foolishly jumped too early.
You've
Goodness
banjoed
gracious
your
me.
last Kazooie? Question mark.
No.
So is there anything any facts or anything you want to share about Rare, the company that made this? Like, what would you say is
Sure.
is this their best game ever, or no, they've got something better, or what?
To me it is. So the Rare heyday consisted of it was like this game, Banjo-Tooie, of course, Conker's Bad Fur Day. They did GoldenEye 007. So that was one of their. That was probably their biggest, actually. To be fair, and like Diddy Kong Racing. They had a lot of like this was their era. Like the N64 era, Rare was. Oh, why did I go up here? Was really almost as good as it got. Rare was almost Nintendo's Pixar. Like Rare is to Pixar as Nintendo is to Disney. Because Rare would just crank out gem after gem for the N64. All right, do we have any notes up here? Any notes? Any notes at all? Takers. We got eggs. We got a gold feather.
How about eggs?
We're over here now. All right.
I think you're
Nope.
good.
Came up here for nothing. All right. No notes. So yeah, some of those games were definitely their claims to fame. And well, goodness, they made Donkey Kong Country too. How could I be so remiss? They made the Donkey Kong Country games. That was the very first game we played here on Riff Arcade. But then the buyout happened. Or I don't even know if it was a buyout. I think they just sold the company. Basically, Microsoft bought Rare. And at that point, I mean, they were okay, I guess. But they were never the same after that.
Well, they made Perfect Dark too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
They did. They did make Perfect Dark. And after the buyout, that was when there was some Perfect Dark sequel that came out on the Xbox, and it was okay. And then there was And then there was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which we don't talk about.
The Kazooie fandom, yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about that one. Boo.
It looks like they. So I'm looking them up. It looks like they go back pretty far. It looks like they go back to the NES days.
Yeah, I think their very first game was a game called Jetpack, I believe. And that might have been on the arcade.
Their first one is Versus Slalom. It's a sports game.
Oh, interesting.
Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay. So they did some
WrestleMania.
Huh.
They have a lot of sports games, it looks like.
I see. So it sounds like they kind of did a lot of other intellectual properties games before they kind of got into doing original properties, I guess.
Oh my god, they made Battletoads.
Yes, they did. Thank you for bringing that one up. That's very important.
Made Battletoads. How about that?
But the story has an interesting ending because...
Killer Instinct. Yeah, they made Killer Instinct.
And so what happened was a bunch of old, or I should say not old, ex-Rare employees got together recently and formed the group Platonic Games. And Platonic Games got on the map recently with their Kickstarter-backed game Yooka-Laylee, which is a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. Oh,
is that any good?
Jinjo.
Maybe that's the one
It
I was
is.
thinking of. Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's not. I don't think it captures the exact magic of Banjo-Kazooie and Yooka-Laylee. Yep, so that's all 5 Jinjos.
There you go.
But I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. It was fun, and it was. I mean, it played just like Banjo-Kazooie. But it felt. I mean, I don't know. There's just something about it that Like, if Banjo-Kazooie hadn't existed and Yooka-Laylee came out instead during this era, then it would probably be the game I'm in love with. But just since I knew it was a spiritual successor, and I knew that I was getting it instead of Banjo-Kazooie 3, like, that by itself just kind of
Tainted
made,
it a little bit.
Yeah, made it a little bittersweet. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the tub.
Ew. It's a
And
dirty
here's the
tub.
toilet. That's one of the running jokes that Rare has in their 3D platformers is making things anthropomorphic that shouldn't be anthropomorphic.
Do not anthropomorphize your toilet.
So like in Yooka-Laylee, they really went all in with it. Yooka-Laylee is very self-aware, especially compared. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie was self-aware too, but Yooka-Laylee they went all in. So they gave almost everything in that game eyes. Even just power-ups and stuff. It's really funny. Okay, no notes down here.
No notes.
Ah! Okay, I think we've explored everywhere I can as a bear. And that sentence might not make sense to some of you. So, allow me to introduce you to Mumbo Jumbo. Oh wait, I can go up. Before we do Mumbo Jumbo, I will climb to the top of the chapel. To get the last few notes out here. 75. We're very close.
Oops, still got some to go.
Oh no! I had to stay on my legs. Oh. No. Oh!
So I'm guessing that Kazooie can climb things that Banjo can't.
Yes, she has the grippy feet.
There you go.
Let's see, what's in here? I forgot. Oh, it just takes you up here. That's right. No! Come on! Okay. Okay, well that wasn't so bad. Could have been worse. I need to start raging at games. That'll get the views. Just make a bad jump. Just ah!
Yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and go slow. Okay, alright. Okay. No!
Oh.
Oh. Ah!
He hulks out, yeah.
Oh. Now I'm so close. Now I am like, you know what? We're 25 minutes into this episode. We're going all the way. Come on, Banjo.
Okay. Nope. Now you're fighting the game.
Yeah, now the game is like, oh, I can tell you're getting lightly frustrated. Time to have a little fun.
I'm the star. Yeah.
I love this game. I love this game so much.
I can't stay mad at you.
Okay. And there's a Jiggy up here. Here we are, on top of... Ooh, when the moon is full and the night is bright, prepare for a horrible fright. I don't know, it's something like... whatever. Okay. Alright, so that's Mumbo Jumbo's house. The giant skull.
Oh yeah, there he is.
So here we go.
Just in his front teeth.
So thinking pretty much every level, there is a Mumbo Jumbo. And Mumbo Jumbo transforms you into a... well, it changes depending on the level. So this level, since it's all Halloween themed, we get... pumpkin. Hey, pumpkin.
No.
He's got little yellow shorts and a backpack.
Yeah.
And he goes, woo! Aren't any notes up there, right? No. Okay, good. All right. Welcome to
And
the
what can
pumpkin.
you do as the pumpkin? I am the
Pretty
Pumpkin
much.
King.
That'd be funny if Jack Skellington like called himself the Pumpkin King, but he was just a pumpkin, like sitting on the ground, like, I am the Pumpkin King.
Run, man, run.
So his deal is he can get into tight places. That's what he does. And he doesn't get attacked by the piranhas in the piranha water. So what we can use this little guy for is he can fit in the well. Whee!
Oh, there you go.
So here we are. Boom.
Sploosh.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. 94. 95. And then in here was a Jiggy that only he could get as a pumpkin.
Those things remind me of the Vine enemies in Metroid Prime, where they just come out of the wall and start slashing you.
Oh yeah, I do remember those.
I don't like them.
Grant Kirkhope wrote this song. It feels like Halloween and scary. How do I leave? Okay, here we go.
Looks like Attack with the Killer Tomatoes or something. Remember
Now
that show? I'm the only one that remembers that
do.
show.
I do remember that show. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah. Had the guy running around with the
Yeah.
parachute.
Mm-hmm. And in we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom! 100 note run.
Banjo-Kazooie.
There. Okay.
I put my conga up, dang it.
There's one last thing I want to do to end this episode properly. Come, pumpkin. There's something we must do. Whee!
We got to jorgle the Majiggin Mom.
Did you jorgle enough?
You'll narfle the Gunthack.
Gotta do more jorgles before I can narfek.
Oh, jeez.
Whoop, I fell.
Oh, jeez. This is going to take another 20 minutes.
Yup, no.
Oh, hey. Did you ever carve pumpkins as a kid?
I did. I've carved pumpkins as an adult.
No, okay.
That's
Fair enough.
fantastic. Nope, this isn't it. Yeah, I sucked at it as a kid, and then I got significantly better at it as an adult.
Oh, yeah.
I always just remember as a kid, just the goop you scoop out of the pumpkin, and you
I
just got
hated
like
that, yeah.
It was fun though. Like I think I always played with it more than I actually carved the pumpkin. All right, here we are,
The bathroom?
the bathroom. So, ow. So thanks for watching this 100 note episode of Riff Arcade. We'll see you next time
There you go. Oh,
on
does
Riff
something.
Arcade. See you, bye.
Keyboards, go!